everyone. My name's John Brenneman. I want to thank you for joining us today for our Regent Seven Seas webinar, what has become a quarterly event for us. So I want to thank Andrew for every quarter taking time out of his day to talk to us about Regent, what's going on, and all the great things that are happening. I'm going to talk real quick about MOA vacations. For those of you who may not be familiar, if you've been on a webinar before, you probably heard me talk about MOA vacations in the past. I'm going to turn it over to Andrew. He's going to go through Regent, all the different promotions that we have. He'll probably say it at some point. I'm going to say it up front. There is a lot of different opportunities we have for you to save on your all-inclusive luxury cruise with Regent. So as you're listening to it, just know that you can send us an email or give us a call, talk to one of our Regent specialists, and they can help you find the best possible deal, combining this special and whatever it is to make sure you get the absolute best value on your trip. And then when Andrew's done, we're going to do a Q&A. If you take your cursor or your finger, if you're on a cell or a laptop at the bottom, you should see a little menu at the bottom with some icons. There's a little conversation bubble that says Q&A. Just type your questions in there. I will be answering some of them during Andrew's presentation, but we will revisit all of the questions at the end of the webinar. If you don't see that little icon, there should be a circle with three dots in it that says more. If you click on that, that will show all of the icons. So then you'll be able to see that Q&A icon so you can type your questions in right there. Okay, so real quick, MOA vacations. There's really four things we talk about MOA vacations when we kind of explain what makes us unique, why we are the official travel agency for MOAA. The first thing is our superior level of service. I could talk about this forever, but really to kind of boil it down to quickly, since I know everyone's here to hear Andrew talk, not me talk about MOA vacations, is we do provide service for MOA members on a satisfaction guaranteed basis. We're the only travel agency in the United States that does that, which basically means if you have any problems or issues or concerns, either before or during your trip, you reach out. Most cases, you're going to talk to me. I don't think we've ever had a Regent problem, at least not since 2021 or 2022. But if we were to have a Regent issue, I would talk directly with Andrew and we would get that resolved, hopefully within 48 hours for you. We do guarantee the lowest price. In fact, we have a number of programs, including one with Regent, where we actually have rates on cruises that are lower than you would get by purchasing the cruise directly from Regent or another travel agency. So not only do we always guarantee the lowest price, in a lot of cases, we have prices lower than are available to the public. We do have a free amenity program. Regent does participate in this. What it is offering a amenity, a benefit to MOA members in recognition of your past and continued service. With Regent, that is a $250 shipboard credit on any cruise, any date, any itinerary. That is a minimum. So in some cases, you'll be on a sailing that has more than $250, but you always receive at least a $250 onboard credit. And once again, we have people that have booked direct with Regent and then they discover MOA like a little too late and they move the booking to us. And this is often a $250 shipboard credit that you will not receive booking direct with Regent, that you will not receive for booking through other travel agencies. And then the final thing is we do have a couple of group opportunities. If you probably heard Andrew and I are talking about putting together a 2028 group. And what we're looking at, nothing set in stone yet, but there is actually a circumnavigation of Australia that we were kind of chatting about briefly, if you heard that at the beginning, that we're looking at as putting together as a MOA group departure in 2028. But we do have those opportunities that other travel agencies can't provide to give you the opportunity to travel with your fellow MOA members from all across the country, your local chapters from coast to coast. So that's kind of quickly an overview on MOA vacations. Any questions? Feel free to give me a call or drop me an email. I love talking about the agency that we put together for MOA members. As I said, we guarantee you'll be satisfied with their service, guarantee you the lowest price, ad-free amenities. What else could you ask for? I guess group opportunities. So anyway, without any further ado, I know everyone's here to hear Andrew explain what's going on at Regent and talk about all of the different ways you can save on your next all-inclusive luxury vacation. Andrew, take it away.
Well, thank you, John. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Really appreciate your time this afternoon. And first off, want to say thank you for all your service that you've provided us here in the States. It does not go unnoticed. And of course, the upcoming holiday, if there's any sacrifices in your families or whatever it may be, we definitely appreciate that sacrifice as well. So, getting into Regent Seven Seas Cruises, as John said, I'm going to go over the brand, the product, what we have coming out, what's new, what's great, and what we can offer you going through MOA promotionally to give you the best deals in luxury cruising. I'm also going to just back my camera off just so you guys can see a full screen of everything that's going on, but we'll hop back on here at the end. Just to give you a little bit about who we consider ourselves the leader in the ultra luxury segment. If you were to kind of stack us up against anything on shore or in the water, we are the most exclusive luxury experience out there. I didn't want to switch, so sorry. Come on now. There we go. We believe that travel isn't a reason to have any compromise. We want to remove all your responsibilities of your daily life. Think of the way that you choose your car or your hotels and restaurants, the way you dine. You're looking for the service, you're looking for, the value in your dollar. And that's what we do with Regent Seven Seas Cruises. We also are the Unforgettable Moments cruise line. We really take the focus and put it towards the guest, especially in moments that are, anniversaries, honeymoons, retirements, big birthdays, whatever it may be. We want to be involved in that special moment with you, that unforgettable moment on board. So if you'd ever like to travel with us to splurge on maybe a big birthday or anniversary, as we tend to see, you tend to treat yourselves when it's a bigger moment in life. We encourage you to work with MOA to celebrate those with us, and we would love to be a part of it. Kind of getting into the size of our ships, we again are the leader in ultra luxury, and what that means is you're not traveling with multiple thousands of guests. Here's a really good example of how we kind of stack up in the market. These are a lot of, as you can see, contemporary products and potentially a premium brand in there. But we are the small ship. That is the Seven Seas Voyager. And she's not even our smallest vessel in our fleet. She holds about 698 guests. But what that means for you is that, it takes potentially hours to get off of those bigger vessels, depending on the destination, to get into your vacation. That's responsibility, that's waiting times, that's removing from the experience. With us, you're just walking on and off the ship. It's very quick, it's very easy. There's no lines, there's no waiting. It really truly is a luxury experience when you're debarking and embarking the vessel. What really sets us apart from the other entities in the luxury segment are our brand pillars. We have immersive exploration, which we will be actually switching to unlimited exploration because our tours are included. And we have so many great pre and post and overland packages that are available to you as well. Next, we have our heartfelt hospitality. This is, in my opinion, the number one piece to the puzzle that is Regent Seven Seas Cruises. This is the crew on board the ship that that hands-on experience. They learn your likes, they learn your dislikes, they get to know you, and you get to know them. It is an unbelievable experience, and this is truly what brings our guests back on board with us, are the crew that make it an exceptional experience. Luxurious space. This is not only with our suites ranging from 301 square feet all the way up to over now 8,700 square feet. But it's also the onboard public spaces as well. Going back to not waiting or having to show up early for certain things on some of the bigger lines. You're not having to go to the comedy show early to get your seat, or you're, doing or having to stand in the back. You're not having to get up at 4:30 in the morning to put your towel and bag down on your lounger by the pool. There's plenty of space in our lounges and our dining venues, specialty restaurants for our guests on board to experience the Regent experience in full. And then we have the Epicurean Perfection, which is our culinary on board and on shore, which we'll get into a little bit more here in a moment. But touching more on immersive exploration, again, these are incredible tours and land packages that really immerse you into the destinations that we take you to. Majority of the tours that we offer are complimentary. These are going to be the highlights of those destinations, the must-sees if it's your first time there. And then, as I mentioned, we have incredible pre and post land packages that take you into the most exotic destinations and locations that really bring out the cultures, the sounds, the taste, the culinary of all those onshore adventures that we offer. So definitely recommend that. And of course, we also have overland packages that take you off the ship for a few days. Here is an example of a list of those types of tours. Again, the free and limited tours, as I mentioned, the highlights of that destination, Regent Choice excursions. These are going to be tours that do have a cost associated with them, but it's going to be associated with something exclusive to Regent Seven Seas Cruises or a specialty vehicle. For example, a helicopter tour to the Mendenhall Glacier in Alaska. We also have our Regent Choice small group tours, which are mirroring our free unlimited excursions, but they're maxing the guest capacity at 16 guests to give that more one-on-one experience with the tour guides, ask more questions, be more involved, which is a great opportunity. Go local tours are for those who may have been in these destinations before, seen the highlights and want to go off the beaten path a little bit. These are going to be exclusive tours to family-owned vineyards and farms and restaurants and all sorts of different areas where it's not open to the public, but you get to experience it because it's exclusive to a region. And again, it's off that beaten path. It's not where all the tourism is. It's actually immersing yourself with the culture. We also have Epicurean Explorer tours, which are going to be culinary based. They're chef-led tours that go on shore. You do produce picking and wine tasting at restaurants and all sorts of different things and markets. And then we bring you back on board and you can actually apply that culinary knowledge firsthand in some of our culinary arts experiences on board the ships. Wellness tours are all around rejuvenation and self-help, like Pilates and yoga. We have executive collections and bespoke arrangements. These are custom-made experiences for you. If we do not offer something that you want to see in a destination, you can ask us to build that for you. Or if there's a tour that we offer that's even complimentary, you just would like to go with you and your travel companions, that's available to you as well. Again, mentioning the pre and post land programs, many of them free on a promotional level, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. Mid-cruise overland packages, pre and post hotel packages, which are extremely important in today's travel. Make sure you have a hotel, at least flying in. So not only are you able to dive into that embarkation port and debarkation port and experience them and not just go into the airport and then be taken to the ship to leave, but it also gives you a little bit of a buffer time in case the inevitable happens where something is delayed or whatever you have no control over. It gives you a little bit more time to make it to the ship. We pride ourselves on in-port overnights. We stay late in a lot of our destinations, and we have a really cool product that actually stays overnight in multiple ports, which we'll discuss. And then we touch on 350 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. So if history is something that you were interested in, we have unbelievable opportunities to check those boxes. Immersive exploration doesn't stop when you get back on board the ship. So we do have spotlight voyages that are experiences tailored to particular themes. You can see here we have culinary arts, winemaking, and so on. We have onboard activities that are including special presentations, panel discussions, cooking demonstrations, wine tastings, all sorts of different opportunities with meet and greets and cocktail parties. We also offer shoreside adventures with tours and pre and post land packages that guests can purchase. I mean, we've done golf spotlights with Annika Sorenstam. We brought our F1 team on board to do an F1 experience spotlight, which we sponsored the Aston Martin team. So there is a lot of opportunity to not only go on board and have an incredible luxurious experience, but come home with a lot of knowledge and experience in particular fields. As I mentioned, heartfelt hospitality is that number one piece of the puzzle, right? This is the exceptionally attentive and friendly crew that cater to your every wish, your every need. They learn your preferences, your tastes, they customize it to your experience. both on board and onshore. We want to ensure that the service level is above and beyond, not only when you're on board our ship, but through our tour guides and onshore staff. Even going to the point where we want your MOA advisor to have that same experience when they call in to our reservation center to have a discussion. So we try to make that service as elongated as possible and across all of our areas. Um, Epicurean perfection. We do offer multiple different venues throughout our ships. We have Compass Rose here, which is the picture that you see. That's on board the Explorer. It's an American and European fare. It's absolutely amazing. Here we also have Setamari at La Veranda, which is our Italian venue. Chartreuse, which is our French venue. La Veranda, which is the breakfast and lunch buffet. And then we have Pacific Rim, which is a Pan-Asian restaurant bringing flavors from all over Asia. And Prime 7, which is our USDA Prime Steakhouse, which is anything from a 6-ounce filet all the way up to a 32-ounce porterhouse. You're getting that classic surf and turf experience. So absolutely amazing. All of these venues are included for you. There is no additional charge for our specialty venues, which would be Chartreuse, Pacific Rim, and Prime 7. There are reservations that are required prior to sailing just because they're smaller venues, but they're all accessible to you on board your voyage with us. As I mentioned at the beginning, we are the most inclusive product out there onshore and at sea. If you were to stack us up, and you can see here, we've talked about unlimited shore excursions. We also provide unlimited beverages. That's from your water all the way up to your alcoholic beverages. And we do top shelf wells. So these are not just bottles of vodka that say vodka on them and have a skull and crossbones. They are Grey Goose. It is Maker's Mark and those levels of alcohol that we offer throughout the vessel. In our concierge suites and above, we do offer a one-night pre-cruise hotel. So this gives you the opportunity to have that buffer pre-cruise that's included in the category. And also gives you that opportunity to explore the embarkation destination. Unlimited Wi-Fi throughout the ship. Stay connected while you're at home. It is completely free. We are Starlink enabled, so it's going to be very quick like your mobile device here is on shore. Absolutely amazing. If you need to do some work or whatever it may be, it is available to you. Prepaid gratuities. This is a cashless society on the ship. You do not need to purchase anything unless you choose to on board. So you would have opportunities for purchases in our boutiques, spa treatments, even though our spa facilities are available to you. Our cold rooms and saunas, etc., are complimentary, but the treatments themselves would have a cost. And then, of course, any donations that you graciously make to our casino, which we appreciate. Dining is, as I mentioned, completely complimentary through all those venues that I discussed with you. We also do 24-hour room service. So anytime, during the day, maybe you come home or come back to the ship from a shore excursion. It's a little bit later in the afternoon. You missed lunch. We can do a room service in your suites. And then maybe you're tired for that evening and you just want to hang out in suite. We will serve you course by course from Compass Rose in suite during the restaurant hours. And then, of course, if you want a late bite, that's available to you as well. We also have butler service in our penthouse suites and above. So if it's this is really going to expand that service. They are a liaison between all of the services that we have on board the ship. We have valet laundry service facilities. So again, going back to removing all of your responsibility, we are cooking your meals, doing your dishes, making your bed, cleaning your room, and now doing your laundry. So everything is off your shoulders and put back onto ours. And it's absolutely fantastic. It also gives you an opportunity to pack a little lighter so you don't have to feel like you have to bring so much if you choose to. We will do that laundry for you. And then, as I mentioned, the unlimited access to our spa treatments. Our air program actually just changed, so that is obsolete at the moment, but we will discuss it here momentarily. As I mentioned, we are very visual when it comes to our product. We like to show you how we stack up against the other entities in our segment. So here you can see the other brands that do a really great job. but those unchecked areas are expenses to you. So if you may see a really great starting rate for them, or maybe they're very close in price, but just remember there are going to be extra purchases depending on your exact needs for your vacation. Getting into the flexibility of our air concierge desk. So as of April 1st, we've done some changes to our air concierge. It is a service that we do provide if you would like to book your airfare through us. There are some advantages here. We just use the market fares that are available through the carriers. We do have some contracted rates as well. So it's going to be very similar to what any of your MOA advisors can get through their connections, or if you were to do something through one of the airlines themselves, the cost should be pretty close. But ours actually has a little bit of added value to the air concierge desk if you do your air through us. One of those is going to be round trip transfers on motor coaches. So we get you from the airport, if you use our airfare, to possibly that hotel that's the pre-cruise concierge suite hotel, and then to the ship, and the vice versa on the post end. But it also has our Black Lane partnership. So you will get a $500 voucher to use for luxury private chauffeur services in the areas that offer that service. If you do not use the service, it is available as a shipboard credit towards your reservation. That shipboard credit can go towards the cost of tours, onboard purchases, and a few other things. But if you do want the chauffeur service with us, we have a 100-mile radius from the service point. We have elevated vehicles, so they're SUVs and vans, which then also gives you more luggage. And it's can be used up to 10 days prior to sailing to 10 days post, and you can use it in the middle of your sailing as well. So the flexibility of your plans with this chauffeur service, if you book our airfare, is completely up to you. The freedom is yours. So where does all this amazing magic happen? Well, it happens on the most elegant fleet in the world. We do currently have 6 ships in the water and 7 ships for sale. We have the Seven Seas Prestige, Grandeur, Splendor, Explorer, Voyager, Mariner, and Navigator. Prestige is coming out in December later this year. So she's a new class of ship, which we can talk about here momentarily. Grandeur, Splendor, and Explorer are incredibly new from 2016 all the way up to 2023, so they are very fresh. We do refurbishments on them. The Voyager and the Mariner are our oldest vessels. They're around 700 guests per ship. We are putting $50 million into both of those vessels. So the Mariner was actually refurbished at the end of November last year, and the Voyager is currently being refurbished as we speak right now and should be done by the end of the month. So she is completely brand new. And then we have our most intimate vessel, the Seven Seas Navigator, which holds 496 guests. And she is actually exiting the fleet at the end of October in 2027. So if you are anyone on the call who has sailed on the Navigator in the past, you would like to wish her a farewell, she has an incredible farewell season with off the beaten peak destinations like the Mediterranean in the winter time between November and February of 26 and 27. And then she does some really cool destinations in the summertime in the South Pacific, which is again is their winter, doing some Lautoka round trips, which is out of Fiji, which we normally don't travel to. She's absolutely the perfect ship for that destination. But we are very sad that she is going to be exiting the fleet. She holds a special place in all of our hearts. But to get kind of into the Voyager and the Mariner, I would like to show you a couple of the new refurbishment photos that we are doing. We actually added the Epicurean Enrichment Studio, all new furnishings, details, hardware, and lights throughout the vessel, new marble bathrooms, pizzeria, lush carpeting. John actually had an opportunity to experience the Mariner when she set sail last year. And the ship is absolutely stunning. So here's just a couple pictures of the renderings that we had. Here we have the signature suite, bringing in the earth tones of the browns, the taupes, the whites, and all the creams. This is to elevate the vessels to the prestige class level. John, I'll give you a second.
Oh, I was just going to point out that I did sail on the Mariner after it came out of refurbishment. And I actually have a video that I put together on that. So if anybody is interested, you know what? I'll include a link to it when I send the email with today's webinar in it. So if anybody's interested, they can watch that video. But I have been on board and she looks phenomenal. She looks brand new. Anyway, I was just going
Awesome.
to give that
Thank you
comment.
for adding that, John. Appreciate it. So as you can see here, the big changes, if you've ever seen pictures of the Mariners bathroom previously, this is an incredible overhaul. She is absolutely stunning. New marble throughout. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. If you want to see what it used to look like, you can hop on Google. I'm sorry, I don't have a picture for you, but just type in Seven Seas Mariners bathrooms and you'll see what I'm talking about. Here we have a picture of the Seven Seas Voyagers penthouse. So again, just kind of following the same trends, moving it up into the prestige class level with all the new, furnishings and color palettes. Here's what our deluxe and veranda suites and concierge suites are going to look like. Absolutely amazing. Again, these are anywhere between 301 and up to about 352 or 51, I'm sorry, in that range on board the Mariner and the Voyager. So great space, incredible walk-in closets, absolutely amazing. Here we have our Epicurean enrichment studio. So on the Prestige and the Explorer class ships, we have an culinary enrichment kitchen. So that's going to be a more hands-on experience where you're actually participating in cooking the food and eating that food and wine tastings and all the great stuff. For on the Mariner and the Voyager, we are doing the Epicurean Enrichment Studio, which you'll still get to enjoy the food. You'll still get to enjoy all the wine pairings, etc. But this is going to be more of a demo situation. So it's going to be very similar to the Food Network where they're like, we're putting the turkey in and they put it in the top oven and then the bell dings at the end and they just, really quickly and they pull the brand new or the freshly cooked turkey out of the bottom oven. So that'll be very similar to that, but it's still a really great culinary experience. If you are a self-proclaimed chef or just love to cook, learn new tips, learn great things in this. I mean, we did this about 2 years ago, and it's 2 hours on board that we talk about the most because the chefs are just so attentive and so fun. They're absolutely amazing. So I highly recommend it. As we mentioned, we are open for casual dining at the new pizzeria. So we do have a copper top pizza oven that we brought on board the vessels that makes incredible, crispy, thin crust pizzas that we have now available for casual dining in the evening. If you do not want to get dressed up or dine in suite, you can go to the pizzeria area to have a more casual dining. But just to let you know, our attire on board is very casual. We do have a dress code, but jeans are acceptable with no tears or no logos and things along those lines. Sneakers with a polo, something that has a collar for the gentlemen. Ladies, sundresses, pantsuits along those lines. Again, jeans with a blouse, whatever it may be, whatever you're comfortable in. Similar to what you would wear to like a modern steakhouse here in the States is what our dress code would be. And with that being said, I would like to show you a quick video of the Mariner in real time so you can see how the ship turned out post refurbishment. Short and sweet, but absolutely stunning. She's very beautiful. Getting into the Navigator, as I mentioned, she is exiting the fleet at the end of 27. What happened? Brought the ship. We sold the ship last year. The deal kind of fell through, and then we sold her again in February. But between the resell, we added a year's worth of itineraries, and when we did that, we wanted unique for the Navigator, with it being now the last season with us. So what we did is we picked these handcrafted destinations to really showcase some really cool areas that are off peak season. So again, Mediterranean in the fall and the winter from November of 26 into 27. Again, all the ships are going to be gone. A lot of the tourism is left. It's a little bit chillier, but it's still great to walk around in and see the sights. It's, you're going to be more immersive with the culture, the locals, the culinary, because it's going to be more of a daily life for them, more normal, environment for them. Asia in the spring. This is normal peak season for Asia, but it is one of the hottest destinations out right now. And so all of the inventory in this destination sold quickly. So this was just able to add more inventory in that particular destination in 27. And then we have Australia and South Pacific, as I mentioned, in the summertime, which is their winter, giving us an opportunity to same reasons with the Mediterranean in the wintertime. Again, a little bit cooler, but still great to walk around in. Like, I was there a couple years ago in the summertime, our summer, their winter, and it was 68 during the day, maybe mid 50s or so during the night. It was, great walking around weather. Here are all those itineraries if you're interested. Again, if you've been on board the Navigator before and want to say farewell, or if you like very small, intimate vessels with low capacities, this is the ship for you, and these are great destinations, so don't miss out on them. Just to touch base on the Explorer class ships, again, we have the Explorer, Splendor, and Grandeur. There are about 548 guests on board. Sorry, that's crew. 744 guests on board. With that crew number, though, you can see that our crew to guest ratio is very high. It's about 1.3 crew or guests per crew member. So that is where that attentive service comes from. And quickly, I would like to just show you a quick video of Grandeur so you can see that hardware as well. Absolutely amazing. As you can see, the ships are, well appointed, incredibly luxurious. And moving into Seven Seas Prestige, just to give you guys an overview of our new class ship. This is a brand new build for Regent. This is a new class of vessel. She is 77,000 tons, so she's about 40% larger than the Grandeur, which you just saw, but she only has about a 10% increase on guest capacity. So what that means for us is she's going to, and for you, is she has incredible new suite concepts. We have new dining concepts on board. And absolutely amazing and beautiful public spaces for you, just giving you more room in lounges, more room in restaurant venues and our theaters, etc. So expanding the pool deck as well. As you can see here, this is our Starlight Atrium, absolutely beautiful with the two spiral staircases in between deck 4 and deck 5, then leads you into the deck 5 staircase that takes you all the way up to deck 11, which is, normally in our atrium, we have an incredible art piece. You probably saw it in the grandeur video that illuminates that atrium area. For the Prestige, we're actually going to use that staircase and illuminate the staircase in that area. So with the ability to change the mood with different colors and things of LED lighting that we're able to offer there. So absolutely stunning piece of visual art that we'll have in the atrium on board Prestige. Here we have Galileo's bar. Galileo's is actually on the Navigator. And when we sold the Navigator the first time, we brought Galileo's on board as a tribute to the Navigator to continue the name. Then, we had her again. We just resold her, so we're glad that tribute still remains. She will be the heartbeat of the Starlight Atrium, kind of sitting down just behind where that last camera view was, and servicing the casino and one of the lounge areas down there. Absolutely stunning with that oil paint-esque ceiling with the fluted bar, directional tile. Absolutely beautiful place to enjoy maybe a pre or post dinner cocktail. Here's Coffee Connections. Coffee Connections is drawing inspiration from the bustling coffee houses of Paris and Vienna. Tons of space, as you can see, beautiful textures throughout, and always a view of the horizon. That is most important, as we want guests to be able to see the destinations or the seas that we're traveling over. This venue is so popular across all of our fleets. It's a welcoming space, quick place to get a snack. There's a kind of a self-serve snack bar there as well. It's really the bustling crossroads of where everyone meets and feels comfortable. Here we have the pool deck. As I mentioned, it is widened a little bit. So you have more seating here, more covered area for guests to stay cool in the hot sun. Bigger pool to take, to dip your toes in. Great to read a book, have a cocktail or a mocktail, and just really enjoy this area. Here we have Compass Rose. Compass Rose, again, is the main dining space on board our fleet. Everything here you can see is kind of inspired by the sea and the, sea and shore, in the sense of, it looks kind of like the water is brushing up on the sand and pulling back. You have a little bit of that sea foam look, the colors of the oceans throughout. A great venue to dine in. Again, a U.S. and European and American fares. A great fillet here. Absolutely amazing venue. Here's Seven Seas Prestige's Pacific Rim. Absolutely stunning space. Bigger venue on board Prestige, giving you more opportunity for reservations. Once you get on board, we do allow one pre-cruise. But once you get on board, you can book as many as are available. So this gives more space, more opportunities, and is my personal favorite venue on board the ship. It's absolutely amazing. The barbecue ribs here are delicious. I also love the tempura lobster dish if you want a couple of suggestions for your next trip with us. Here is one of the new venues on board Prestige, which is called Azor. This is a Mediterranean venue with rich culture tapestry that was really thoughtfully thought out to be placed throughout this venue, curated entrees to really bring the flavors to your palate. Absolutely beautiful, graceful arches throughout, colors of the Mediterranean through the venue. This will be a mezzi style tasting menu with sharing plates. It's very vibrant. It's going to have a lot going on here. A very cool and unique destination on board. Getting into some of the suites on board Prestige. This is kind of or actually just some of our suites throughout the fleet. Here we have the Regent Suite on board Grandeur. This is a 4,443 square feet suite. Tons of outdoor space, absolutely beautiful, can hold up to 6 guests. Separate bedrooms for the guests with sitting area. It's essentially one of our penthouses that we've connected. And then you have an incredible master suite on board as well. Here we have the new Skyview Regent Suite on board Prestige. So this is 8,794 square feet. It is 2 floors, 5,100 square feet of interior space, with the difference being exterior space on that front balcony that you can see. You also have a balcony above that is for the bedroom upstairs. There's a in-suite gym, a massive closet, huge bathroom space. The guest room has their own bathroom, sitting area, closets, and everything as well. Absolutely stunning. Here we have the new Skyview Regent Suites. So these would be mirroring our signature suites. We kind of saw those with the Mariners refurbishment pictures. These are up to 2,024 square feet. But the difference between our standard signature suites and the Skyview suites is that they have this incredible terrace on the top. So these are also going to be 2 floors, giving the guests the opportunity to go upstairs, have a little dip in their hot tub or pool there. The sitting area, dining space, loungers, covered spaces for you to enjoy. Absolutely amazing for the view of the horizon. Here's a grand suite on board Grandeur. Again, absolutely amazing spaces. Over 1,800 square feet here. Separate bedroom, bath and a half, absolutely perfect suites. The whole point of our fleet is to have you feel like you have residential feels, right? So the Regent suites are your Hamptons homes. The signature suites are your large, your large residential homes, like the Grand Suite here. Then we have the Grand Loft Suite, which is going to be like your downtown condo, which you have this incredible loft above where the bedroom and bathroom is, with this amazing 2-story glass window that's going to give you the opportunity to really take in the destination. Just picture yourself either on that balcony, sitting in the lower living space, or on the edge of that bed, enjoying a cocktail or glass of champagne or whatever it may be, sitting in the Bay of Monte Carlo. It's evening, the fireworks are going off. I mean, it's absolutely magical. So this is my personal favorite new suite that we're offering on board Prestige. Here we have our penthouse on board Explorer. These are over 600 square feet. Butler service, as we mentioned, separate bedroom and sitting spaces, large closets, absolutely perfect space as well. This is one of my favorite suites on board. It's just it's very perfect. It's just well laid out with the design and all the functionality of the suite. Here we have our concierge suites, which would also mirror our deluxe verandas, which are, or I'm sorry, our Serenity suites, not deluxe veranda, but our Serenity suites. So this is 406, right around 460 square feet here, depending on the ship. Very large space. We actually had a cocktail party on one of our previous sailings in here with 6 adults. Everybody fit perfectly. Walk-in closets, separate tub and bath, multiple or dual vanity sinks, just absolutely perfect. And then we have our Serenity suites on board Prestige, very similar in size at 440. These just won't have the concierge benefits that we discussed earlier with the pre-cruise hotel. Concierge also gets priority dining and shore excursion reservations. So it is worth looking into if those items are important for your vacation. And that's on board Prestige. And we do plan to use Prestige as a platform for the next multiple years. We have one coming out in 26. We have the other in 30, 33, and 36. So this is we plan on curating and continuing to create new vessels in our fleet to keep it new and exciting and different for those who continue to travel with us. 2026 Prestige is absolutely incredible already. I cannot imagine what we would do with the 2036 Prestige. Absolutely incredible vessel. And as you can see, as we as I mentioned, we are investing in our fleet. We want new hardware into our fleet. And as you can see, as this only goes out to 32, but a lot of our competitors in the same level of service that we offer at Regent are not investing in their fleet. So as we continue to bring on the new, even though for refurbishments and things are available, their ships will become dated over time. Let us entertain you on board the ship. We have an array of entertainment on board between different shows, theater acts. We have access to a theater development team that curates shows specifically for ships or specifically for Regent in general. We have our Regent Signature Orchestra that's delivering incredibly crowd-pleasing themed dance party music. We have musicians, magicians, comedians, all sorts of different individuals come on board the vessel to keep you entertained. We also do lectures during the day, again, to focus on learning about the destination, the history of that particular destination. So you're not only seeing, but you're knowing as well. So there's a lot of opportunity there for you. And we like to show you how we stack up in the market against other entities. So we are after those of you who do travel on premium cruise lines, because a lot of the time with your pre-cruise purchases and your onboard purchases, you end up getting close to what Regent costs. As you can see here, our starting price is the same as our end price. It's all up to you if you purchase anything additional. Premium products, you have a great enticing entry level, but by the time you pay for everything that's included with Regent, you can see you either get close to what we are or close to what the cost is with us. Sometimes it's more. In this particular case, it's less. But the difference is here is we're not nickel and diming you. There's no signing for your drinks or having to pay for your specialty venues. And you're also traveling with now a max of 822 guests on board Prestige instead of 2, 3, 4, 4,500 people, depending on the vessel that you're on. So again, no lines, no waiting, all those things that we discussed in the past. We travel to over 550 worldwide destinations, everywhere besides river and expedition. So we can check majority of your boxes. And of course, again, with those UNESCO World Heritage sites, there's a lot of opportunity there as well. We do world cruises. We actually have a World Cruise 27, 28, and we just recently launched our 2029 World Cruise Eras of Exploration, which is 150 nights on board the Mariner, Miami to Rome on January 6th. The Mariner is the home of the World Cruise. That is the ship that we tend to do the World Cruise on since we restarted them in 2017. We are using the Splendor in 27 and 28, but bringing the World Cruise home and to the Mariner in 29, our guests love the Mariner. It is like home to them, especially with world cruisers who continue to cruise with us on that particular voyage. So if you're ready to explore the world and stay on board for multiple months, this is absolutely the opportunity for you. If you're not quite ready for 150 nights on board, but you're still looking to do something a little bit longer, we also just launched our 2028 and 29 Legendary Journeys, which is 3 different, very unique voyages that are covering so many different destinations and have such a large footprint. For example, we have the Pathways of Europe, which is the Barcelona to Amsterdam sailing on the Mariner. It is 101 nights, but you're seeing the entirety of Europe. You're starting in Barcelona, you're doing your med voyages, you're going all through the Mediterranean, out through the Strait, up through the islands and into the Scandinavian countries to see the fjords, all of that over 101 nights. So definitely an incredible opportunity to check every box for Europe. We also have an Athens to Auckland sailing on Explorer in October of 28, which is 101 nights. Again, massive footprint here. You're going all the way from Athens to Auckland. So you're going through, a lot of the canals. You're going to go see, Asia and make your way down into Auckland and into New Zealand. Then you have Silk Seas Passage, which is Tokyo to Hong Kong on board Splendor in November of 28. This one's a little shorter at 61 nights. Again, checking all the boxes for Asia. I mean, you're hitting all of those destinations on that side of the continent. It's absolutely amazing. And again, a little bit shorter. So if you're not ready to even go into the over 100 nights destinations, this is a perfect destination and sailing for you, especially with it being one of the hottest destinations in the world right now. As of yesterday, we put on preview our 2028 through, or April of 28 through May of 29 destinations and sailing. So those are available to you for sale on May 27th. So please work with your MOA advisor if you do have any plans to book anything in 28 through 20 or May of 29. For the first week or a couple weeks, we will do a reduced deposit of 7.5% or a 50% deposit. And that runs through June 10th. giving you a little bit less of a commitment up front for sailings that are out into the late 28 into 29. So great opportunities for you. John and I will work on groups, so we have those opportunities for you as well. Looking forward for all of you to see the incredible new itineraries that we have to offer. Getting into immersive overnights, these are, kind of going back to we talking about, we pride ourselves in staying longer and staying overnight. These are great options here. We do have, I do apologize. This is an old list. So we do have 11 voyages out right now. That do offer this. So they are 7 to 16 night destination or sailings that go to 3, 4, 5, possibly 6 ports. And we stay in those destinations for a day and a half up to 2.5 days. So if you're an individual who likes to maybe, for example, you want to go to Rome and then go to Positano and end up in Venice, and then maybe fly over to Athens to see something where you're kind of what we call puddle jumping around. This is a great opportunity for you because we're slowing down the traditional way of cruising. You're staying in port longer, you're staying in port overnight, so you're getting to do more touring and more sightseeing. You also get to have the ability to dine on shore, but we're removing the responsibility. So you do not need to check in for your flights, be downstairs for your car, pack and unpack in multiple destinations. We are the plane, the car, the ship, the hotel, the resort, the tour guides, everything that makes that vacation incredible, we're handling for you. So I do apologize. We do have a list. Please work with your MOA advisor to get the updated one. But we will have even more out now with our 28 and 29 launch. So keep an eye out for those. Here is, again, we are very visual, how we stack up against the luxury hotels in Europe. The first example I showed you for the premium cruise products were per person, and this is for 2. So again, very enticing on the front end. But in this particular situation, because of all of our inclusions, we do have and end up being less expensive and having more value for your dollar. As John mentions, we do like to work with or offer groups to all of you. Here are the current groups. I know there's a couple that are on a short runway, but there are some great opportunities here for groups. We are doing a $400 shipboard credit to add benefits to these. And then there's also some great opportunities for pricing as well. So ask your MOA member or MOA advisor about those. Also, if you would like to plan a group, that's an option for you as well. Maybe you want to take your family, or it's a family reunion, or it's a friends group, or maybe you're a solo and you want to go with other solos. Work with your MOA advisor and we can curate a group around a particular date as well. So keep that in mind. MOA offers, as John mentioned, they are a preferred partner of ours and we are of them. And so with that being part of the MOA vacations, we do promise you that $250 per suite shipboard credit. As John mentioned, it could be more depending on promotional offers, but at a minimum, you will get that $250 per suite. If you are a solo, we do have incredible opportunities for you with multiple 0% single supplements on select voyages, but we also have 25, 50, 75% as well. So we do have an area on our website where we have these listed for you so you can see which ones we offer. We love having solos on board. We have an incredible solos program for you if you are interested. Our crew goes above and beyond to go to dining venues with you, lounges, the theater shows, spend time with you and have cocktails if that's what you like to do. It's all based on your amount of participation. But we also do incredible cocktail parties for all solos on board so you can all get together and meet each other. And then we do this really great thing called the block party, which it's like happy hour in the hallway. It's for those of us who may sneak into our room and just give our neighbors a wave when we see them and they're going in or exiting as well. This brings everybody into their hallway on their deck, out of their suite with cocktails, and drinks and hors d'oeuvres and some music sometimes. And it gets everybody mingling and talking. And we have incredible feedback of individuals finding, their forever cruising friends on board because of this particular type of event that we offer. And the best thing is you don't have to go home and find a Regent-esque friend to take with you. You already know they can afford us because they're standing on board with you right there at the block party. So it's a really great opportunity to be social and to find some new friends and lifelong friends on board. We are currently offering a up to 45% spring savings on select dates. This promotion does end at the end of the month on May 31st. So if you would like to off or lock in one of our most, large discounts that we've ever offered, this is an opportunity for you to do so. You just have to make sure you make a reservation by May 31st on any of the available dates that we have out there on that list. As of June 1st, though, we are offering our iconic explorations. As I mentioned, we do a lot of pre and post land packages complimentary, and it's promotionally, and that's what we're starting here June 1st. So in Asia, Australia, and the South Pacific, in those exotic destinations, we are offering the complimentary pre and post land programs, which you're able to choose one a pre or post. And that promotion does end August 31st. So there is a lot of opportunity and window there to add an incredible amount of value to very, impeccable destinations that we offer in our exotics. Because of you being on the webinar today or listening, we do have a opportunity for you to get in even an additional discount on top of the other public offers that we have. You know what, John? I think real quick, my slide's missing, but now that I'm remembering, you also are part of what we call focus fairs, or MOA is as well. So this is an up to 55% discount currently that offers, this is not public. This is something that is exclusive to MOA that they're able to offer their clientele and guests. And then it is on select dates. So if you do have something that you're looking to kind of maybe go a little bit sooner than later, here's an opportunity for you to really save up to 55%. That one actually ends on May 31st as well, but we will have a new list of focus fairs in June that your MOA advisor will be able to cover with you. Getting back to this savings, and I apologize for that, depending on the length of sailing that you purchase and the category that you purchase, there is an additional discount for attending today's webinar and listening. We appreciate that. There is a short runway on this a little bit, so it's May 21st through June 4th. We need a new reservation, and it does exclude the new season launch, unfortunately. So we would have everything out until essentially April of 28 would be included in this, and then March of 28, then April of 28 forward would not be. For at least maybe on the next webinar, we won't have a problem with it. But as of right now, that's an exclusion. And real quick, I do have one last video for you just to kind of show you the Regent experience from your home, on board, and on shore. And I hope you enjoy.
Unforgettable, that's what you are. Unforgettable in every way, and forevermore, that's how you'll stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I'm unforgettable too.
All right. And with that, I do appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us, and I will give it back to John.
Sure. I'm just going to follow up real quick before we get into the Q&A on the focus fairs. Looking at them, there are currently 86 sailing dates, all of which are in 2026. So it's if you were willing and or not willing, if you're able to go on short notice. So sailings, all through the year. So some of them are, November, December, but they're in 2026. And the current list of 86 expires on June 30th. So once again, those savings are, I think it's 20 to 55%, if I remember correctly. So it varies
Right.
with the sailings, correct? 20 to
Correct.
50?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And those are on our Regent website. So I'll include a link to that as well. That does combine with that MOA $250 shipboard credit. It does not include combine with the show special. I wanted to try to get that out real quick because
Correct.
it's important to note that since they have that deep discount, they're not eligible for that. Okay. The very first question we had was about are there social hostesses on your cruise for those who are single travelers? I think you just kind of went through that. I mentioned, kind of hosted cocktail parties, shared dinner tables, social activities, solo traveler events that are available. And I know that was almost like the last thing you spoke about before we got into kind of the special offers. In fact, I think you were talking about when you were talking about reduced single supplements. I didn't
Mhm.
think there's anything you wanted to add to the solo traveler.
Yeah, I mean, just to make sure that, we don't actually have, there's not a designated individual, but it is our staff on board. So like our theater staff and our officers and things along those lines, those are going to be the individuals that are interacting with our solos on board.
Gotcha.
So it's
Okay.
not like we bring someone on that it's their job to do that. These are people who are
It's
willing and want
everybody's
to be
job to
spend
do.
time with you. Yes.
It's everybody's job to do that. But the important thing would be is they are cognizant of the group of singles on board and do activities and events to get all the singles together. Somebody mentioned about moving a booking from Regent to MOA Vacations and asked about the time frame for that.
So, time frame for that would be 30 days to move
After
it over from
after
the time
initial
that it was
deposit.
created.
Yeah.
But that's the black and white rule. If you would like to work with John or another advisor there, we can look at it. I can't guarantee anything until we review, but we would gladly review it to see if there's an exception that can be made.
Okay. And then and part two of that question was interesting. If they transfer the booking to MOA, will that impact the Regent Seven Sea Cruise agent's commission? So the agent that they book through at Regent, does it affect their
Oh,
commission?
it would. It would. Yes. They would. Yes, it would.
Okay. Let me see. What's the next one? Oh, I answered this, but since we said we go through all of them, they booked Panama Canal on Prestige back in 2025 when the promotional offer was free first class air. They wanted to know if the change in Regent's air program affects that. I basically told them once you book and deposit a cruise, whatever promotions, pricing that you have at that time are locked in. So.
That's correct. Yeah, we wouldn't do anything to update that air promotion for you. It's only going to be for your next or new reservations as of April 1st will be affected with the change.
Correct. Is the main dining room open for breakfast and lunch, or are breakfast and lunch buffet service only?
No, all of our venues actually have a breakfast and lunch options as well for sit down.
I mentioned, I just was on the Mariner. I mentioned that before. I don't think, and I said this in my reply, unless the ladies, because it was me and three women, unless the ladies went to breakfast without me, we went to the buffet every day. I found it to be a phenomenal buffet. You can order kind of, a la carte, so to speak, or whatever.
Mhm.
So I didn't know if you wanted to say anything about the buffets or.
Yeah, I mean the buffet is absolutely amazing, as you mentioned. It's in La Veranda. We do have buffet style, but we do make to order, pancakes, eggs, eggs Benedict, all sorts of different options for the guests. Custom omelets, etc. All the other venues, Compass Rose, and well, Compass Rose does have breakfast. The other venues have lunch, so you can go down and sit down and order from Compass Rose, just like a standard restaurant would be, and you can customize and do things there as well. But it would just be more of a sit down than the buffet. It's very similar when it comes to the made to order items. It just all depends on how much time you have, right? If you want to sit down and really enjoy your breakfast and have some time with your travel companions, the sit down venue is awesome. If you got to make a tour and you want something fast but delicious, the buffet option is available to you.
Okay. Well, that's it for questions, at least for now. So just to remind everybody, we have recorded this webinar. We are going to download it from Zoom and upload it to YouTube, and everyone will get an email this evening with a copy of this presentation, some of the other materials we talked that we were going to include as well. Want to thank everyone for joining us today. Once again, Andrew, on behalf of myself, everyone on my staff, and all the MOA members, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. We'll turn it over to you for the final word.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining me, John. It's always a pleasure. And thank you for putting this on. And I hope everybody has an incredible holiday weekend. Be safe, enjoy your families, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.